What if I told you that one artist didn't just build a fan base, built a global movement? Taylor Swift doesn't just have fans, she has one of the most connected and powerful communities on the entire internet. And it's not just because of her music, because her audience doesn't just listen. They participate, they defend her online, they promote every release, they analyze everything she does in detail, and that changes everything. Because once fans become part of the story, they don't just follow it, stay there, they help it grow. And once you really understand how Taylor Swift built that kind of relationship, you start to realize why competing with her is almost impossible. Taylor Swift is more than just a singer. She is one of the biggest names in global entertainment. She sells out stadiums across the world. She breaks records constantly. She dominates streaming chart and media attention. But if you look closer at her success, you will notice something that most people miss. Because her influence isn't built on music alone. It's built on connection. Her fans are not just passive listeners. They are emotionally invested. They care about her journey. They feel connected to her story. And that level of emotional connection is what separates her from almost every other artist in the world. Because in today's content-driven world, attention is important, but connection, that's power. In the beginning, Taylor Swift didn't look like a global superstar. She was a young artist in the country music scene. Her songs were simple, her lyrics were personal, her audience was relatively small. Nothing about it looked extraordinary, but even early in her career, she made a decision that most artists don't make. She didn't create distance, she didn't build the typical wall between celebrity and fan. Instead, she did the opposite. She interacted, she responded to people, she talked to fans directly, she acknowledged her audience, sometimes even creating very personal experience that fans would never forget. These weren't massive marketing moves. They were small, human moments, but those moments created something extremely powerful: awe, trust. Her audience didn't just see her as an entertainer, they started seeing her as a person. And once that happens, relationship changes completely. This is where Taylor Swift built her biggest advantage. She didn't focus on growing numbers. She focused on growing relationships. Her music wasn't just content, it was storytelling. Stories about love, heartbreak, growth, mistakes, self-discovery. And her fans didn't just listen to these stories. They related to them, they saw their own lives reflected in her lyrics, and that creates a completely different level of connection. Because when people feel understood, they don't just follow someone, they stay loyal. Most celebrities try to appear perfect, they create distance, they try to look flawless. But Taylor did something opposite. She allowed herself to be vulnerable, she shared emotions, she showed imperfections, and instead of weakening her brand, it strengthened it. Because people don't connect with perfection, they connect with authenticity. Today, her fan base, the Swifties, is something completely unique. This is not just an audience, it's a community that actively participates. They defend her online, promote her music, follow every detail, support every project. But the real difference is how deeply they engage. Her fans don't just consume content. They interact with it, they analyze lyrics, they search for hidden meanings, they connect ideas across albums. Some fans even build entire theories around her music and visuals. And that changes the experience, because now her content is not just something you watch. It's something you explore. And once people are involved on that level, attention becomes much deeper. They stay longer, they care more, they engage more consistently. This is where everything becomes incredibly powerful. Taylor Swift turned emotional connection into a full business system. Her album releases are not just releases. They are cultural events. Fans wait for them. They prepare for them. They talk about them for weeks. Her tours are not just concerts. They are experiences. Tickets sell out in minutes. Demand is massive. And her merchandise is more than products. It is identity. People don't just buy her products, they connect with them. And the reason is simple. Her fans don't act like consumers. They act like supporters. They want her to succeed. They feel part of her journey. And when people feel that, their behavior changes completely. And none of this happens by accident. Taylor Swift is highly strategic. She understands long-term attention. She doesn't just release music. She builds anticipation. She creates narratives that extend across time. Every album feels like a chapter. Every era has meaning. Every detail matters. She leaves clues. She builds mystery. She encourages discussion. And that keeps people engaged even when there is no new content. Because her fans are not just waiting for music. They are following a story. And that creates long-lasting attention instead of short-term hype. So why is Taylor Swift so powerful? Because she combines multiple forces at the same time: music, storytelling, emotional connection, community. Individually, each of these is strong, but together they become unstoppable. Her fans don't just follow her career. They amplify it, they share her content, they spread her message, they keep conversations alive, and that multiplies her reach because her influence doesn't only come from her actions, it comes from her audience. This is also why it's so difficult for other artists to compete, because most focus on attention, Tyler focused on connection. Most celebrities build distance, Tyler built closeness. Most artists release content, Tyler creates experiences. And once people feel emotionally connected, they don't leave easily, because it becomes something more than entertainment. And it becomes belonging. And belonging is powerful, because once people feel part of something, they don't just watch. Pulver, they stay. So here's the real question. Is Taylor Swift just an artist or one of the smartest strategists in modern entertainment? Because when you look at her success, it's clear this wasn't random, it was built. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want more breakdowns like this about fame, influence, and viral success, make sure to subscribe.